Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs, and I am here with week 20 of the Slow Stitch with K3N. And this week is titled Desert Island Stitching. And the point of it is K3N said we would choose a place that we wanted to visit. It could be a desert island, or it just could be a favorite place that we might like to go to. Maybe a cabin in the woods, maybe a place on the beach, anywhere that we thought we would like to go and just sit and stitch. And so I thought about it and I decided I would like to go to Bandon, Oregon. It's a little coastal town about 5 hours from where I live. And I went there 5 years ago for my birthday. And I spent 4 days there and I just loved it. And I've always wanted to go back, but I haven't been able to yet. So I thought this would be the perfect chance to go back through my stitching, through this video. I could, I'm not really going, but I am going in an imaginary journey. And how K3N said we could get there is we could go on the K3N magic carpet. But there's certain stipulations to this journey. We can only take 5 things with us, and there is a baggage limit. So we have to choose carefully, and we don't have a big choice for our baggage. So I just made this little bag. It's not really a slow stitch bag. I created it on the sewing machine, but it fit my 8 things that I can take with me on the journey. So it is a stitched pouch, and I hope to make another one that's slow stitched. But this was machine stitched with just some of my fabric scraps. And I really like how it turned out. I think it's really cute. But for my week 20 Desert Island stitching, I chose thread. Let me open up my little pouch and I'll show you what I have in here. I have thread. I chose to bring sewing thread because I figured I could use that for everything and I would not have to take embroidery thread, which only gives me 6 strands. This I could probably get more use out of. I chose a needle, just one needle here, and scissors, and some cloth. I chose some blue cloth because I'm hoping to be on the beach, and so I chose this blue cloth to be my water. I chose some sand colored cloth for the beach sand. I chose some white cloth because I want to make some shells and rocks that I saw on the beach when I was there before. I chose some brown cloth for driftwood and rocks, and this kind of greenish blue cloth I thought I would make some sea glass out of. And all those things I did find when I was on the Bandon Beach 5 years ago with my grandson. And so I've got kind of a vision in my mind of the beach scene that I want to create. And I'm hoping I can do that with this fabric. So these are my 8 things. And I'm going to put in my pouch. And going to get packed up and ready to go on that magic carpet. It's all expense paid by K3N. And she said we can zoom off there, and when we arrive, we will have a chair and a table with food and drinks. So let's go. I'm ready. See you on the beach. Okay, here I am on my beach in Bandon, Oregon, and I'm unpacking my little pouch that has my needle and all my supplies in it. And I'm going to get ready to stitch. And I will probably think of all the memories I have from when I was here before. It's a beautiful day. It's not quite as warm as it was at home. When I left, it was almost 70 degrees, but on the Oregon beaches, it's usually cloudy, foggy, rainy, windy, because the Pacific Ocean is not really a warm ocean. But when I was in Bandon 5 years ago, it was a very unusual time. They had, actually on my birthday, it was 98 degrees and sunny, and everyone that lived there said it was very, very unusual because it never gets that warm there. And I said, well, it was my birthday and I love the warm, sunny days, so I guess God gave me a warm, sunny 98-degree day to enjoy my birthday. And that I did. So what I'm going to do first is I think I'm going to try to make my water. And I'm going to do that at the top because this little piece of brown fabric has a crease in it and I don't have an iron to iron that out. So this brown fabric, or excuse me, this blue fabric has kind of what looks like waves right there. And I think I'm just going to cut that to resemble some waves. And we'll get started stitching. Maybe cut this here. Looks like a big wave coming up. Maybe this here. I don't know if I'll keep it, but I'll just cut that for now. And we'll see how it looks. I was really excited about this week 20 when she told us about it because I thought, wow, it will really be a fun journey, and where do I want to go? But I finally decided on Bandon because it is really a fun little town on the Oregon coast. And it has all kinds of little shops in its old section. It has like an old section and a new section. And the old section has a lot of little shops, like it's like a little touristy town. And it has a waterfront with a beautiful, what would you call it? A beach, like a boardwalk, I guess you would call it. And they have art exhibitions in the summer, and when I was there, the waterfront, can't think of the right name for it. it's the boardwalk, but it has a different name. But anyway, the boardwalk had displays of all this different artwork by the artists in town, and you could vote for your favorite piece of art, and it was just beautiful, and it's just fun to walk down there. They have benches you can sit at and look over the bay, and the seagulls come, and they have a walkway you can go out, and if you enjoy crabbing, you can go out there and throw your crab pots out, which that's not my thing, but a lot of people do enjoy that. But I just enjoyed walking around, visiting the shops, and seeing all the sights. And I was there for 4 days, and I didn't have a car, so I got a lot of walking in. Okay, well, I think I might make another wave here. See how that works out. And then I'll just stitch these down. So I am a little behind on Catherine's challenges because she is right now on week 22, and I'm just starting week 20. But that's okay. I've had some busy weeks. I just couldn't have the chance to sit down and stitch. But I'm able to do it now, so I'm happy. Okay. When I was, excuse me, when I was there, I guess I better put it up here farther so I can have some beach. Don't want all water. When I was in Bandon 5 years ago, the water was very calm. But today, I'm seeing a lot of waves. So it's kind of a rough ocean today. And it would be nice if I saw some puffins. There's a lot of puffins in Bandon. And when I was there, I didn't see any, but I did see seagulls. But the Washed Ashore, there's an organization called Washed Ashore, and they have their main facility there in Bandon, where they create art from beach trash. And while I was there, I was able to go to one of their workshops and help create some art out of trash. It was really fun. And they, on the Oregon Dunes, which is just outside of Bandon, they have a big statue of a puffin that Oregon, that the Washed Ashore has created. And it's really gorgeous. It's a giant sculpture, all made out of beach trash. Really amazing. So far I've got all of this, which is my ocean. This is my beach where I'm hoping to find some driftwood and shells and sea glass. So I think I'm going to put this blue aside now, and I'm going to, I don't have any pins. So I'm just going to have to stitch it down as I go. So I brought this thread, which I thought would match in with everything. And I'm just going to use that to stitch everything down. So we'll see how that works. I wanted to bring one applique pin, but I just didn't have enough room because I could only bring 8 things. Let's see if I can get this threaded. Should be able to, since it's just sewing thread. There we go. Hopefully I didn't cut it too long. Okay. Put this knot in it and we'll start stitching. And if you haven't heard of Bandon, Oregon before, I will leave a link in the description box below where you can go visit it online and see what it's all about. It's really a fun little place to visit. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to start here where these two meet up. Stitch those two together. Just with some running stitches. And once I get these stitched down, then I can go back up and stitch the waves. So while I was in Bandon 5 years ago, I was all by myself. I was celebrating my 75th birthday, and my family thought I was crazy because I went there by myself and stayed 4 days without a car. But I had a blast. And the reason I didn't have a car is because my grandson had a music gig in San Francisco, and he didn't have a car to get there. And he wanted to borrow my car. And he said he'd take me to San Francisco with him. But I didn't want to go to San Francisco. I had no desire to visit San Francisco. So I said, I will let you borrow my car if you take me to Bandon and drop me off and pick me up on the way back. And of course he said yes, hesitantly, because he didn't think I should be staying there by myself alone either without a car. And he ended up agreeing to it. And I was fine. I stayed in a really nice motel, and I just walked all over the place. And one day I even walked 5 miles. was trying to find the way to the ocean so I could see the beach, and everyone was telling me it's just down the road, just a little ways down the road. And so I started walking, and I kept seeing signs, but I didn't see the beach. And that was the day it was 98 degrees, so I got pretty warm, and I ended up walking 5 miles and not finding the beach. But I saw a lot of interesting things. And I put off visiting the beach until my grandson came back. And when he came back, we went to the beach, and we spent quite a few hours there and had a lot of fun. We found rocks and sea glass and driftwood and took pictures. It was a real fun time. We went to the part of the beach where the jetty was. They have a jetty that goes out, and it has the foghorn. And when we were there, the foghorn kept going off. It was really foggy and was really loud. So it was an experience. I met some nice people, ate some good food, got some beautiful pictures of the sunset. One night I walked up to the waterfront on the why can't I ever think of the name of that? Boardwalk. On the boardwalk, and got the most gorgeous picture of the sunset. It was just a glorious sunset, and I got a picture of that. And off in the distance is a beautiful lighthouse called Colloquial River Lighthouse. I didn't get to visit that, but I could see it in the distance. And so that was fun. The main thing I wanted to do when I went there was to visit Ashore, because I knew the lady that started it, and I had written an article about her, and she invited me to visit there if I was ever in Bandon. So I always wanted to go there and visit. And the day that I was there, she happened to be there, so I got to meet her. And we got our picture taken, and we had a nice chat. So that was a fun time. So, enough of my memories, I guess, of those days. I got to concentrate on what's happening here now. My ocean and all my waves going on here. I've got it all tacked down there, and now I just got to stitch around these waves. So I'm going to rethread my needle and stitch around these waves, and I will be back. Well, I've got all my waves stitched down, and I'm happy with that part. I still think I need a little more water here. Not exactly sure what I want to do there. I all this blue cloth, so should be able to find something. Maybe this little part here. See what that looks like. Or maybe this part here. Just love the pattern on this cloth. It just looks like water to me. Maybe I will use this. Looks more like a little wave. There. Cut around it a little bit. Glad I brought my scissors. Catherine didn't bring her scissors on her trip. But she was able to tear her cloths, which worked out well for her. But she did bring an applique pen, which I wasn't able to do. So I just have to stitch my stuff down as I go. Which so far hasn't been a problem. Let's see if this is going to work. I think this might work good. And this over here maybe. Or maybe I'm just getting too finicky. See, if I had my glue stick, I could hold those down with glue, but I don't. So I just gotta stitch them down as I go. Just hold them and hope it works out. But that's the part of the challenge, is figuring out what you can do with only 8 things. And of course I made my thread too long. I'm glad I decided to bring thread though instead of embroidery floss, because now I don't have to worry about if I have enough thread to use. So anyway, some of the little shops in Bandon that are interesting, or were interesting to me to visit, were the fudge shop, of course, if you love fudge. They had all different kinds of fudge and candy, and Bandon is a cranberry town. They grow cranberries. They have a cranberry bog, and they have a cranberry festival every fall, a big cranberry festival, and I haven't ever been to that, but I bet it would be a lot of fun. And so they have all kinds of cranberry candy and cranberry sweets and cranberry fudge and whatever you can think of cranberry they have. And all kinds of souvenirs. And another little shop that I enjoyed was, it was a little hat shop. It was very unique and quaint. And it was run by an elderly lady. And when you walked in, there was all kinds of hats. And it was just a great experience. It had a certain ambiance. It was very comforting. She had soft music playing and a little room where you could go and sit, a little sofa, and just look at all the hats. And she also had like antiques. It was just relaxing. And I got to talk with her, and she was very interesting. And so that was a fun experience. And then, of course, there was seafood places where you could eat, different types of restaurants, you know, nice dining restaurants and little cafes and little shops where you could buy seafood on the waterfront. And oops, I didn't stitch that wave down. I guess I better do that. And you know, it wasn't just seafood. There were also some other type of restaurants where you could get a burger or, you know, different kind of food. But just a fun place. And I didn't see any seals. You know, a lot of the coastal towns have seals, but I didn't see any seals on the waterfront. Just seagulls. So I'm not sure why, but that was fine with me. The seals are very noisy, and they also can be very mean. So I would say it was, the old part of Bandon was very quaint and artsy, which I enjoyed. Excuse me. And then when my grandson came back, we had the car. We visited the Oregon dunes and the beach. And that was fun. So all in all, it was a great experience. And I'm very glad I went. And I hope to go back again someday. In real life, not just on this imaginary journey. Okay, I think I want to do one more little piece of water right here. And then I'm going to work on my beach. See if I can make some seashells and some sea glass. And piece of driftwood. I have some nice driftwood that I was able to find. And quite a few nice white shells. There were white stones and black stones and a lot of shells and sea glass in the area that I was in, down by the jetty. What happened here? No knots, no knots. There we go. And I would love to make a seagull, but I don't know that I'm that creative to stitch one just out of white cloth. I don't have any black either. So I guess I will just stitch some things I find on the beach. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Here's my water on my beach, all kinds of waves coming up. And now I'm going to see if I can figure out how to make some white shells. Don't have a lot of room on this beach, so see if I can cut myself out a little shell here. I don't have a pencil to draw one. So we'll see what this looks like. Cutting from memory. I don't know. Looks more like a little tree than a shell. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Make it too small, it'll be too hard to stitch down. Well, that kind of looks like a seashell, I guess. Let's see, where's my needle? Right over here. Okay, we're gonna put our seashell right over here where our needle is. And I'll just come up right through there. Oops. Would have been fun if I could have brought buttons. I think I have some seashell buttons. But I could only bring 8 things. All right. We'll just have to use our imagination. And we'll stitch down this seashell. Just stitch right like this. Oops. And like this. And hopefully I have enough thread to do one more. Okay, stitch one more little stitch. And won't be able to tie it off, so I'll just have to thread it through back here. Okay, well, there's my seashell. And we'll thread the needle and decide what else we want to make. I was hoping to make some white and black rocks, or white and brown rocks. I'm gonna have so much thread this time. Needle threaded. Nice part about it is the thread's thin, so it's not hard to thread the needle. Okay, I just need to tie my knot. Which sometimes can be challenging. This thread is so light that it's kind of hard to see sometimes. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to make some sea glass, I think. It should just be like a round piece. It's kind of big. Just use that for my sea glass. Just tack that down with a few stitches. Oops, maybe if I could cut out a starfish, that would be nice. Oops. Okay, there's my sea glass. And now we need maybe a piece of driftwood. Let me see, how am I going to cut that? This kind of piece like that, maybe. Too big of a hump, I think. Let me see, I'm just going to trim that a little bit. Tack that down. And maybe I could make a sand dollar. I didn't find any when I was there last time, but I could find one this time. I did find a sand dollar once when I was at the beach. I was on a retreat with my church, and some of us had free time to go walk on the beach, and one of the ladies I was with found some sand dollars, and she gave me one. I still have it. It was all intact. Really nice. I've been to the beach quite a few times here in Oregon because most of the beaches where I live are only an hour away. So it's just a short drive, but it's never really warm when you go there. It's always cold. And I'm not a big fan of cold. Okay, so there's my driftwood. And what else was I going to make? Some rocks. So I could make a little rock. Stitch down this little rock. Oh, where's my needle? It's way over here. Let's see if I can put this rock over here. And I don't want it over there. So I'm going to tie off my thread. And tie a knot again, and so I can move my rock where I want it. I hope you're enjoying this video. Hopefully it's not boring to you. it's fun to me. I'm enjoying my little stitching time at the beach. And I hope you are too. I hope you're inspired by what I'm doing here. Just kind of creating off the top of my head and working with what I have and trying to make a little beach scene here. So maybe you might have an idea of going somewhere else. Maybe your desert island would be a cabin in the woods or just sitting out on your own patio. I thought about going to the Grand Canyon, but I just decided I'd rather visit Bandon instead. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. It used to be a dream of mine to go there, but I'm not sure that I'll ever get there, and it's okay if I don't. All right, let me see, what else can I make? Maybe a starfish or a sand dollar. See, a sand dollar has a hole in the middle. See if I can make one. Just cut a circle. And then see if I can cut a hole in the middle. Don't want to cut my finger. Not too bad. Trim it down a little bit. Where do I want to put it? There, maybe? Okay. Stitch that down. And see if we have room for one more thing. I don't have any yellow, so I can't make a sun in the sky. Okay, I got that stitched down. Now, let's see. Starfish. Starfish are kind of peach colored. I don't know that they would be brown or white. or this color. Well, I don't have anything to make them peach colored. So, guess I won't make a starfish. Maybe I'll make one more piece of beach glass, sea glass. I think that will be the extent of my beach. My Bandon Beach 2024. Just enough thread to finish. Okay. Oops. Where that came from. Got all kinds of little scraps here. Okay, I can use those for my little bird's nest I'm hoping to make. I'll lose my needle because I got to put this back in my little pouch now. So, here is my Bandon Beach. Such as it is. It was fun to make. The waves and all the little treasures on the beach and all the memories and the fun of creating this. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you were inspired in some way. I'm going to pack up my little pouch here and hop on my magic carpet and head back home. Take all my little scraps with me and put them inside this little scene that I made. And take my needle and my scissors. And I guess I will take these two. I don't want to leave any trash on the beach. Although I'm sure Ashore would welcome it because they could use it in their art. Alright, so I'm just going to stick it in here. Oops, one more. And put it in my little pouch. And we're going to hop on the flying carpet now and head back home. I hope you enjoyed my trip. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Oh, I almost forgot. I left behind my thread. I was just about to hop on the magic carpet, and I said, uh-oh, Forgot my thread. So I didn't want to leave that behind. Okay, I think I got everything now. So here we are, off again. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.